Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new video for you all today. Today is a special one since Soul Wars was just released a few days ago. Today, we bring you loot from 100 Spoils of War, done by our good friend Wiggy of the channel. This all did start on January 6, 2021 at the Isle of Souls. In order to get to this location, you do have to enter the portal in Edgeville or the Ferox Enclave dungeon. You can just use a glory to get to Edgeville and you'll see the portal, or you can even use your minigame teleports and that'll get you directly to Soul Wars. Now, the gear for this video was kind of trial and error because this was the first day of release, so a lot of people were bringing max mage with ice barrage, but for this video a max range setup as well as a max melee setup was used. And as seen on screen here, this is what this video is all about. 100 of these crates or boxes, whatever you want to call them, because this is one of the rewards that you can get from Soul Wars for 30 Zeal tokens, and you can purchase these Spoils of War from Nomad on the Isle of Souls. And similar to gambling rewards from Barbarian Assault, you can actually receive an avatar pet which can freely be changed between the little creator and the little destructor in appearance. So that's really awesome that this actually can get you a pet if you are lucky enough. To my knowledge, the drop rate has not been released yet, but it is considered very rare, and we will get into all the drops in detail that these Spoils of War do contain because there is a ton of them, but we'll do that later. For now, looking at the other two rewards that you can get from Soul Wars, there's of course the Nostalgic Soul Cape, which does require 70 prayer to equip, and it gives you a +8 prayer bonus. This costs about 2,500 tokens. Tokens are considered zeal. And then you have the Ectoplasmatter, which when carried in the inventory, prayer XP is given for ghostly creatures based on what their HP level is, and that's only 250 tokens. Pretty incredible prayer boosting rewards, no doubt about that. And you can also get experience in attack, strength, defense, HP, range, magic, and prayer. You must have at least level 30 in the chosen skill to actually get experience for it, and the XP that you get is granted higher if your skill level is higher, obviously. You can purchase this in the form of 1, 10, and 100 tokens per purchase, and as you'll see on screen shortly here, the Spoils of War is just about 30 tokens apiece, so not too much for those. The time that this video did take was roughly about 25 hours. The max zeal tokens each round was about 60. You really can't get any more than that. Here at this point, a decent amount of zeal was stacked up, so we did purchase some Spoils of War. As you can see, there's that Soul Cape and Ectoplasmatter as well. You can buy these one at a time, and then you can just use a nice bank tab and they will stack up on top of each other, unlike Wintertot crates, so saving up 100 for this video was really convenient. The only supplies used in order to get these crates was actually just Dragonstone Bolts E. About 950 were used to get 100 Spoils of War. Wiggy did most of his rounds with a clan and usually got about 30 to 35 points on average. It can be a struggle to enter the team that you want to join though, because it is balanced, so not all can enter blue or red. It has to be equal. And on the very first day, a lot of people were spamming the portal, a barrier, to try to get in, and there happened to be no stop option when entering a zone. So if you really wanted to get into a team and you spam click to get in, you'd probably accidentally click on the barrier and go out again. So this was very frustrating for a lot of players, but luckily that got fixed now, so when you spam click to enter, you will get a warning if you want to leave. When it comes to the zeals, I don't really think you can get max zeals if a round is short, even if you still won. The best round that Wiggy did was about 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and only 30 zeals were received. So if you have a round that lasts for about 15 minutes and you're being active, you can easily get 60 zeals or at least close to it, regardless if you win or not. It's mostly max players here. There's a couple low levels. The lowest seen on this video is like 46 combat, but I guess they usually get soul fragments or bones because they just get one hit if they try to get to the enemy avatar. What people started to speculate was that clans were going to use ults and enter the opposite team just so that they won each round, but that is yet to be discovered. Historically, the Soul Wars minigame was released on February 10th, 2009 in RuneScape. However, the Soul Wars for Old School RuneScape has many differences which are aimed to address the issues with its RuneScape counterpart and better adaptation for the community of Old School RuneScape. In other words, they're hoping that this doesn't get heavily botted like the last one, and that this is just an overall great benefit to the game. The original version of Soul Wars only had one game running at a time and it ran for 20 minutes. This meant sometimes players, might face a long wait. Now games run for 10 minutes and multiple games can run concurrently. And of course, the complaints with the botting back in the day used to be due to no requirements to actually play Soul Wars, and now they actually do have entry requirements. It used to be that you could do Soul Wars on any world, but now you have to play the minigame on a small number of designated worlds. And to complement the matchmaking changes and to help avoid laggy games, an upper cap of 60 players per team was added. There's also so many more differences between this Soul Wars and the previous one. Anyone who used to play the old one can definitely agree with that. There's also a couple hot fixes, but one in particular did make it so that the loot table for Spoils of War had been adjusted, reducing quantities of rune ore and seeds. In addition, dragon items, rune items, seeds, and rune ore are now rarer to receive than they were on release. Really hoping to see the pet in this video. I think if there is a favorite pet of mine, it would definitely be the new one that was released with Soul Wars. Just really does stand out compared to everything else. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with loot from 100 Spoils of War completed. I am really curious to see what is inside all these crates. A big shout out to Wiggy for taking the time to do it. I will also be doing a ton of Soul Wars on my accounts throughout the next couple months, so this will definitely not be the last Soul Wars video that you see on this channel. Something that we can notice right away about opening these Spoils of War is that it's very similar chat box wise to opening a Wintertot crate, only I really like these rewards much more. So many different rewards that you can get, dozens of items, whether it's the raw fish or the pure essence and the runes, all the rune items, dragon items, ores, keys, seeds. You can even get bones and cabbage and coins from these things. But the number one thing that we really want to see throughout this video and from these crates would be the little pet that you can get from Soul Wars. If you are an Iron Man, these rewards will definitely come in handy. A lot of resource materials here. And for you Ultimate Iron Man, they did have a update on January 7th where you can use a looting bag during the course of a Soul Wars game, so keep that in mind. About 7 other Soul Wars worlds were added since the update. Obviously this was very popular. Some people were messing around on day 1 where they were using a ring of stone and a ring of coins, just trying to, I guess, hide in plain sight. Well, Jagex took that away, so you can't do that anymore. And it is important to know that these 100 crates were opened on January 9th, and the update that nerfed them was January 7th. So this should be an accurate representation of what you can expect from these Spoils of War. I'm not too sure what they looked like on day 1. I'm sure the difference wasn't that big. Dozens open so far, and no pet has been seen just yet. A lot of cabbage and a lot of alkables. If you're curious how everything is going to be tracked, it's just simply RuneLite. Since this Iron Man's bank is so heavy, so big, it is hard to keep track of things in one tab for obvious reasons. And something really unique about these Spoils of War is that it can be taken into Intrana despite containing weapons and armor. Can't do that with supply crates or impling jars, so that's cool. I'll tell you what's even cooler though, receiving the Soul Wars pet. Yes indeed, ladies and gentlemen, right when you thought all hope was lost, the pet was seen in the loot video. The Lil Creator as well as the Lil Destructor. It's awesome to see with 30 Spoils of War left to go. The loot tab really coming along here. And if you're curious of strategies, I will leave the strategy that Wiggy used for this whole entire video in the description below. It's much easier to read than it is to kind of hear. You will see the Elysian Spirit Shield. It's very popular in this minigame. That's probably why the price is getting close to 1.1 bill now, making Road to Elysian even more extended than it will be. So that's kind of funny. You will also see a lot of Ancestral and Elysians with Ice Barrage, kind of good combination, Tribrid gear. Just to save runes, since this is an Iron Man account, only range and melee was used. It was just much easier. It's all up to you what you want to bring here in Soul Wars, and it's up to you on what you want to spend your zeal on as well. It's a fantastic update with a lot to explore and a lot to obtain. And here we go. 100 Spoils of War has been opened. The pet has been obtained. Using the Metamorphosis option right there, you can see the 2 different versions of this little guy. And now it is time for the price check. All of the coins, the runes, the pure essence, as well as the ore, the fish, and a decent amount of cabbage as well as bones. All of this coming out to be, any predictions from you guys? Just about 6.1 million. In 25 hours of doing Soul Wars and also including the pet into that price check, I definitely think this was worth the time spent. And overall, I gotta say, I really do like this Soul Wars update. I like the variety with all the rewards, and I'm curious to see the next type of videos that we do put related to it on this channel. Might be based on XP per hour, you know, the experience that you can get if you are successful with these games, or maybe it'll be something else entirely. But overall, a huge shout out to Wiggy for the time spent. And if you want to see some great Soul Wars videos alongside this one, check out the description below. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. No Sleep out.